the MG Show. The show is about to start. Buckle up, 'cause here we go!
What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show.
The green room is weird. Welcome to the show, everybody. Yeti and Shady are going back and forth talking about weird things. Well, welcome to the show, guys. Yeah, Shady, come on in here.
I'm not sure what he's talking about. We're talking about normal things. We're talking about sea lions and people making out in the park. Like what's it's very simple. Jeez. I'm not really sure that we should be talking about it on the air.
I just know that I'm smiling 24/7, Shitty Groove. That's all.
I tell you, I'm in the best timeline, my friend. That's exactly what I know. All these people out there that are lighting their hair on fire and screeching at a fever pitch, acting like that Chicken Little and the sky is falling. They're the most lunatic human beings on planet Earth. I would actually rather sit down with a group of Democrats and have dinner than to speak to these people, these absolute morons on TV or on X that are lit up about nonsense that does not matter.
Let's take Alex Jones's Kyle Seraphin.
Good Lord.
That guy was on a gun range, a cold gun range, shot across the range and said that we should use FBI female executives as targets.
Yeah.
The guy, and he's on Alex Jones. Like, look, be careful who you follow, folks.
I mean, actually, you know, I didn't realize I didn't quite realize the theories of Kyle Seraphin, you know, but he's an actual misogynist. Like he's no joke. Yeah. Like women shouldn't be in the workplace type guy.
Yeah. And that's out of a deposition, guys. I mean, that's legal paper, under oath stuff. John Nance posted.
Let's run right over there and see if he's got any good info for us.
No, I know.
I mean, but that's what everybody else says. We got to listen to Steve Friend and Kyle Seraphin. They're the leading whistleblowers on this nonsense. By the way, you know, this whole thing that they whistle blew about, you know, like the one thing with the Catholic, like the Catholics and investing. Do you not see that as like the most contrived whistleblower ever? Like who didn't know and who was actually being spied on with that? It's all, the whole thing seems made up so that they could infiltrate and be part of InfoWars and act like we got little superheroes on the right.
Sailor Moon says, someone let the panicans out there barking. We over on YouTube, youtube.com/inthematrix with 3 X's. Get over there. Sparky's over there. Jane's over there. Light in the dark. Rev Rob is over there. God bless you. Lone Wolf is out there. Mary's out there. Let's see. Steve is non-friend. That's right. Steve non-friend. I like that.
He is non-friend.
Vicky's over there, and we got our Rumble crew out there. Scottish Anon's out there. Moody, 17 Patriots Truth. Mike Hess is out there. Ramblers out there. Yao Ming, what's up? And wow. So I might play some of this in hour 2, Shady Groove, but we've got Erica Kirk meeting with Candace Owens today. It's happening today. And, I really, think people are starting to see the psychological operations. When you actually are able to have a conversation with somebody that has been sucked up into the anti-cash, Erica Kirk, anti-TPUSA narratives and, the falsities that they're actually, reporting on without any evidence, guys, filter your brain, right? Like, just look for facts that you can verify. If you can verify it, then we got it, right? It's not just asking questions. It's setting a narrative. And, this is rage bait cycles, guys. And, according to the video I watched, Shady Groove, we're wave 3. Wave 1 is the actual event, right? Ooh, and then people, make something to get clicks. And then wave 2 is questioning everything, right? Allegedly questioning everything or making up bullshit. Let's just be honest. And then wave 3 is us, Shady Groove, and we're boring because we're actually countering that narrative. And then we get, isolated from the community because we don't agree with them. And they block us and they call us Zionists. They call me $7,000 a post. They call me all this ridiculous stuff because they can't talk to you normally. They're so wrapped up into what they feel is true, Shady Grip. It's weird.
So number one, we are not boring. I cannot believe that you just said that about me. I'm not boring at all. I'm the most animated guy you'll ever see on the air. And number two, what they're trying to do is they're trying to turn reality into the psyop, aren't they? Aren't they trying to make what is normal, sane, and understandable the psyop so that their crazy absurdity can become reality? And we discussed this a little bit last week, and it's very, very important to understand this dynamic because remember we talked about rule or ruin. Rule or ruin. What does that mean? It means that you've got to occupy the space of something and destroy it. If you cannot rule over it, then you have to destroy it. And so what has occurred, like if you think back 20 years, no one would even talk to you about a conspiracy. You couldn't even have a conversation with someone about one. Yeah. And now you can't have a conversation with someone about reality. There's no difference in that dynamic. The absurd is exactly the same. Before, reality was absurd because all these people were in charge of reality, and all of a sudden things like 9/11 would happen, and we'd go to war over things that didn't really happen, and all of these things, these narratives that were shoved down our throats, but it was a conspiracy to talk about that. Now we have people that are in charge that are actually giving you the transparent information, and these people that have built their lives digging into nonsensical conspiracies, well, they've got to work a little bit overtime, don't they? Because they're trying to turn everything into the conspiracy so that they can occupy all the space, and you as an individual would never be able to navigate it. That's what they intended. And I'm telling you, without this broadcast, I'm not sure how many people would be able to navigate it.
I know, it's crazy. So I want to ask you guys a question. This is a question that I ask at every, we have Brown. And isn't it interesting that it's called Bondi Beach, guys? That's not how they pronounce it, but it's interesting. Okay. So what is the common theme? And, Brown University, what is the common theme when bad news is about to break against them? Stay vigilant. So you have everybody's, on the news talking about, President Trump giving his condolences. And that's wonderful. Okay, I get it. When he spoke for 40 minutes at the Christmas party awards, basically, what was it? Not awards, reception. President Trump delivered remarks at the Christmas reception, Shady. And no news person actually talked about this because it's coming, guys. TikTok, listen to this.
That's all they're doing.
Oh.
That's all they're good at cheating in elections, very good at cheating. They're professionals at cheating because we won in 2016 by a lot. The election was rigged in 2020. We have all the ammunition, all the stuff, and you'll see it come out. It's coming out in truckloads. And California's election, New York also, but California,
Watch California, watch New York.
more than any other place, is so rigged. It's such a rigged election. You know, we won the Hispanic vote. So a lot of people say Republican wouldn't win California, but I won the Hispanic vote. I won in Miami. Think of that. In Miami, I won the Hispanic vote. Along the Texas border, I won every single city or town touching the Texas border, and they're 85 to 90% Hispanic. We won the Hispanic vote. If the vote in California was legitimate, which it's not, if 38 million ballots, everything is mail-in voting. They mail out 38 million ballots, and they come in. Where the hell do they go, and where do they come from? It's a rigged election in California because we would win California by a lot. And again, they feel they have the advantage with Hispanic. They don't.
Wow. So basically saying that he has truckloads of evidence and it's forthcoming, guys, right? I mean, this is, you know, we have all the ammunition, all the stuff. You'll see it come out. It's coming out in truckloads, guys. So Trump's DOJ is now suing, you know, Fulton County, Georgia over 2020 election records. He's talking about California and New York, guys. They have 39 million people, but 38 million ballots in California. The math ain't mathin', Shady.
The math ain't mathin', and we've got the same type of issues here in Oregon. And another thing that I'd love for him to like be able to hone in on is this whole ranked choice voting thing. The ranked choice voting thing is absolutely insane. But whenever we're talking about 2020, we're talking about it. We've got a lot of narratives under our hats of a lot of things that people have told us were true that didn't pan out over the last 4 or 5 years. So I have a sneaking suspicion, and I may be wrong about this, but I have a sneaking suspicion that a number of the things that he is referencing right there we've not been made aware of, because I think that the people that have been making us aware of election fraud have been making us aware of the tiny little pieces of election fraud and not really been willing to talk about the real big pieces of election fraud, which is the way they bring the humans here and give them countless numbers of ballots to submit.
That's right. That's right. You know, so, people are talking about, the Bondi Beach, right? Is that a hint to Pam Bondi? Because she's doing her job correctly and they're mad.
Correct.
Is the Brown shooting, Marjorie Taylor Brown? That's interesting. And by the way, Green, the gentleman that was of interest, the person of interest, was from the D.C. Statehood Green Party, which is very interesting because they let him go, though. And they said that they're not done with him, they said, but they let him go. And that DC 51 for 50 is an Arabella Advisors North Fund funded initiative. Mm-hmm. And they're also pro-ISIS. As soon as December 2nd of this month, President Trump reinstated $50 billion. Was it million or billion? A lot of money to Brown University for anti-woke. But December 7th, December 2nd, they actually had a meeting with this anti-FATA stuff on Brown University campus. I have a feeling, everybody's saying that Kash Patel has ruined the investigation. No, the campus cops ruined the investigation. FBI is then comes in to help with the investigation, okay? If the investigation that they're helping on has nothing because they are incompetent and over their heads, you can't blame the FBI. The FBI is going to step in and hopefully catch that person. But this is insane what's happening at Brown University, guys, and pray. And by the way, the Ella, I think her name is Ella. She was 19 years old. She was the head of the Young Republican Party at Brown University. She was shot in the FACE, guys. Was she the target? I mean, are they covering up something that they've let in and the stochastic terrorism that they've foisted upon the American people?
Yes. They absolutely have. I mean, and a number of the different things that we're hearing, it's very interesting because what you said about ruining the investigation is critical to understand, because you don't really think that like people are out to do something like that. Your mind kind of just doesn't think that. Normal thinking American people don't think that they're out to ruin the investigation. But we have this example all of a sudden after all the craziness this weekend. In that case, the example of what the guy was saying with the Rob Reiner thing last night or today that you were discussing this morning. Mm-hmm. It's like they're trying to pretend like there's some sort of investigation whenever you pretty much can look at the scene and know what happened.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. And you got the Rhode Island Attorney General apologizing for the false detention of Benjamin Erickson, stating it was unfortunate that his name was allowed to be leaked to the public. However, I was watching CNN and Wolf Blitzer with his live reporting on the other Benjamin Erickson.
Yeah.
They were trying to pin it on the Army and a guy that works at Cyber. They were trying to pin it on the wrong Benjamin Erickson. This was leaked on purpose to set a false narrative to probably set up Hegseth.
Well, that they need that. Number one, that's a fact. But isn't it interesting that all of these cameras and stuff, they talk about the event and where the event happened. It's like if they don't give the investigators the material from the cameras, then the information, then they don't have it to go on. Mm-hmm. You see, so it's like whenever you are they ruining the investigation, or are they helping the perp get away?
Yeah.
You see, I mean, like. What's the motive turns out to be, you can't really. I mean, did you see that there's actually they brought charges against the judge lady that let the ICE guys go, or that deterred the ICE enforcement? They actually levied charges against her. Just to let people know, the judge that diverted the attention away from the illegal immigrant and got him out of the courthouse. And when the ICE agents were sitting there waiting for him, she worked him out around him. Well, they've charged that judge now with aiding and abetting a criminal escapee. So those are the type of things those are the type of things that I think that they're scared of Pam Bondi over. I don't think that they think Pam Bondi is weak. Everybody, listen. I know you see it. You see the same. I'm seeing the same thing you are. I do not think for a second that these people think that Pam Bondi is weak. I do not. I think that they think the opposite. I think that they're invertedly messaging. They're afraid of her. So they're trying to weaken her. Otherwise, they would leave her alone. Okay. And the same thing goes for Susie Wiles, and the same thing goes for Kash Patel. We've got to report to you today about another event where the FBI did their job without the event occurring. That's 4 or 5 times that's happened in the last 8 or 9 months, which before we never saw that happen. Did we?
No.
We didn't.
No, it's crazy. Yeah, 50 million. So I just wanted to show you this. This is the Brown University radicals still pushing this crap and hate against Israel with Divest 101 events, even after Trump's settlement cracked down on the campus anti-Semitism. Look at Brown Palestine, Students for Justice in Palestine. Go live there, okay? Get out of my country. And this is Trump administration reaches $50 million deal to Brown University to restore funding. And, it's worth remembering that Trump posted that in what was it? It was, here it is. This is 7/31/25, Brown University. Wow. Land of Hoy, thank you so much. We also got your donation on Give, Send, Go. Thank you. Thank you, Land of Hoy. Been gone for a while, work related, trying to catch up here for at least today. Still praying for the MG show. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
We're praying for you too, and thank you, because the reality of the situation is what we have been able to accomplish here is unbelievable. I have spent the last couple of weeks just really just being introspective and reflecting on the last 7 years of what we've been able to do, and it's been because of each of you. I could not possibly sit here and go through the list of how many of you have contributed to us being able to navigate this minefield that we've navigated for the last 7 years. There's no way the two of us could have done it if it was just the two of us sitting somewhere, having people feed us something. We've been paying attention to what you're showing us, and we've been able to update the mainframe every single time. Anytime that there's an update to new information, we go through and we update all the systems of what we consider to be true and think about and try to rethink through the things that this particular new fact interferes with or undergirds. So God bless each and every one of you, because I'm telling you, there's no voices like the MG show out there in America. And please, over the holiday season, consider sharing this show, because we do not think that we're talking over people's heads. What we do think is we have a lot of people that are interested in talking about things that are conspiracy related. But whenever they end up at the conclusion that it's Israel and not the CIA, we got problems.
Yeah. Yeah. Agent Miami's having issues with Rumble and her credit card. She's been sending messages, but no response. Support at rumble.com. Please get that out there, Agent Miami. Thank you so much. But you're naked still.
She's trying. Why are you shaming her?
Well, you gotta. You
don't gotta leave my Agent Miami alone. How are you beating on her?
Yeah, exactly. Well, because she's naked. we do. So there was also a really weird post from General Flynn, Shady, and Spilty was talking about it the other day, but it was talking about what was it, Shady? All the Debbies and Garys out there?
Yeah. To all the Debbies and Garys out there, which we had no idea what that meant. Have you ever heard the term Garys and Debbies?
Debbies and Garys.
Y or N. Have you ever heard of somebody make a reference to the term like a saying Garys and Debbies? Because I had never heard this before. I'm positive that this is some sort of elite lingo.
Yeah. So let's just get it right here. This is it right here. This song, in all caps, is for all the Garys and Debbies out there. Turn it up really good. From self-admitted Patrick Byrne, CIA agent. Strong song recommendation. Stephen Wilson Jr. Gary lyric video, and it's on this is a funeral home signage, and the lyrics are in there, and it's called Bon Aqua Funeral Home. Very weird. MK for life. Is this weird, guys? This was 10:57 a.m. on 12/13/2025. Weird.
Someone says, I'm a Gary. No, sir, we were not referencing you. God bless you, Gary. This is some sort of weird lingo from Flynn.
Yeah.
We don't understand. Everybody said no. I don't think I saw anybody that ever make that reference for. It's somehow a reference to like normal people. I don't know.
Yeah. We got Land of Hoy, thank you, $100 Rumble Rant. Roro, Patriot, Merry Christmas, $20, thank you. Sandy Star gave a subscription, thank you so much, God bless you. Southpaws, 1 subscription to the MG Show, thank you. Mary81, 1 subscription. So do we get Agent Miami unnaked now?
Oh, man, why are you focusing on that?
Unnaked. I'm not focusing on anything. I'm just trying to make sure people have their red castles, Shady.
Well, that's focus. That's intense focus. That's like laser type focus, like laser pointer focus.
Yeah. So Bondi, what does that mean in their native language, Shady? Something.
Yep. The word Bondi is an ancient Aboriginal word, and no, it's not said Bondi. I think it's saying Bondi.
Yeah, Bondi.
Bondi. Yeah. So, but it's an ancient Aboriginal word that means water crushing or crashing over the rocks.
Bon aqua. Pretty water.
Seems like
Very
some signaling.
Yeah.
Because
how many General
eyes?
Flynn has a lot of control over ISIS. He helped build it under the Obama administration, in my opinion.
How many eyes does he have in Australia?
5.
You got 5 of them. Okay. Yeah.
How many brothers does he have in Australia?
Oh, he's got one that went over there after he quit when Trump got elected in. Yeah. Weird. Just odd coincidences that just pop around,
And what's also weird is a father and son from Pakistan,
right,
shoot Israeli people, and they say,
right.
Don't be racist.
Yeah, they said, watch out for right-wing extremism.
And right-wing extremism is the problem. How about your failed policies of letting people that hate you, not just Israelis, they hate everybody that is non-Muslim? Do we understand that yet? And this is not referring to all Muslim people either.
No.
This is referring to the probably 10% that is extreme, connected to Iran Muslim extremists.
But it's just interesting, the timing, because what did we watch happen last week? Last week, we had an event where the Daily Beast put out an article saying that Donald Trump thinks that Flynn is a blanking loser, followed by Patrick Byrne going on Emerald Robinson and telling everybody that he's a CIA asset and that he knew about setting up Donald Trump for the Russian hoax long before anybody else knew about that, only to turn around and talk and say this Bon Aqua comment the day before a Bondi event in an Aboriginal tribal land in Australia, the home of the Five Eyes Network. I would say that there's no connections there.
It's crazy, isn't it?
I'm a conspiracy guy. See, the connections that I'm drawing there are insane, but Erica Kirk had something to do with Charlie Kirk's death.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
that's normal.
No, it was Shady.
What?
The Egyptian planes. Stop it.
Yeah, because they were following everywhere. They were dropping pamphlets on the crowd. It was crazy. Everybody took.
I had a dream.
Did you see my picture of her saying that she's like the aliens guy?
Oh,
the aliens did Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. It's getting ridiculous, and I'm telling you right now, want to play that video, but I'm maybe wait for hour number 2 about the chaos, that how these psychological operations start. But what's interesting is these psyops. I want to play this one because I think it nails it perfectly. When I disagree with people, Shady, it's interesting how they call me, a Zionist. They call me all these weird names, $7,000. Why don't you just talk? And we can talk about it. They just shut you down, man.
I have an antidote. I have an antidote to these people. The next time you see it, ask them their lodge number. Simple. Do it. I'm telling you, it shuts them down. The next time someone says to you, "Where you take your Zionist money," say to them, "Give me your lodge number." And they will literally start to pivot and flip out. It's like pulling a jack-in-the-box string or something, because these people have an agenda, and we told you they have an agenda. They're all over the chan boards. We watch this stuff like an unbelievable amount of gore porn and nasty stuff that they would always post whenever Q was posting. Well, that's these same people, and they're all part of a network, and it all stems from a foreign country, and it's all connected to a secret society. I don't care what anyone tells you.
Yeah, exactly right. Rev Rob, 5 subscriptions. Thank you. And your lovely wife, Charlie, as well. Effectual Insurrection says Flynn installed the Muslim City Council in Dearborn, tried to keep it low, but the news got multiple pictures of him meeting with them before the election and after. Now his asset, Jake Lang, is the ringleader. I had an idea for a meme. Remember, because look, the mainstream media hates you, okay? They are the enemy of the people because they show you the most extreme right-wing people like Jake Lang, swinging for the stars on Capitol, January 6th Capitol, hitting police officers, holding a pig with a Quran in it. That's not how we feel. That is not MAGA, guys, okay? But we need to get all that and holding the Bible, slapping it with pork. We need to get that with Flynn singing him happy birthday. Who's going to do it? Let's go.
Oh, we're going to get that. Oh, that'll probably be ready for you tomorrow.
Because they get the most radical right-wing people, show that to the left-wing people, and the left-wing people, they get the most radical left-wing people and show that to the right-wing people. That's how they control the divide.
And that's what Fox News is doing.
Yes.
Okay? They slow down for a second. I have almost 100% completely stopped consuming any news from Fox now. I'm not watching. I am sick to death of watching 4 stories on the 5 every day about Democrats and promoting Democrat ideology. I'm tired of watching Sean Hannity bring on this Stephen Smith guy who he thinks can run for president one day. All the thing they're doing is platforming the dumbest political ideas you could possibly imagine from the left, and then they're completely isolating and ostracizing Donald Trump for his ideas and bringing up, Thune and all these people that will talk down to about what Trump's policies are, and they'll never tell you what the policies are. There's no follow-up with these Trump accounts. There's no follow-up with the Trump card. There's no follow-up in having a story about the stuff that he's doing. The only thing they can do is have stories about how stupid Gavin Newsom is. Guess who's not elected? Michelle Obama. So why are we talking about her? Guess who's not elected? Kamala Harris. So why are you talking about her? Because the Democrats that are running Fox News are running a sham on you.
Yeah. Peppermint Patty on YouTube says, G. Flynn, hater. He's not in the administration, and he's go look at his X account. He's demoralizing President Trump. He's like, while you're are we live? Wait.
Are we live?
With his little eyebrows going crazy, saying, Donald Trump, when you're sitting there sipping your Diet Coke, you know what? Stop it. That is a slam against your president. I'm a Trump supporter, not a Flynn supporter. Do you understand?
I have to explain to the audience of someone that doesn't understand that we are contentious with General Flynn now because of General Flynn's actions toward this show. We made friends with him. We were cooperating with him, and he was acting like we were fine, whatever. Whenever Jeff made a comment about his business partner, Rafikian, who had his case thrown out after he was convicted. He had his case after he was convicted by a jury and was sentenced. The judge came out and threw the case out like it had no merit, and the jury conviction was rendered null and void. Jeff said in a comment, how convenient. That's it. And then this guy comes and tags the post and he calls FUUPOS, you people live on the underbelly of a dark world. And he, meantime, came out and said that Q was the CIA. And now his funder, Patrick Byrne, has come out last week and said he is CIA. So Patrick Byrne was saying that this show and the two of us were clowns connected to this Central Intelligence Network, which we are not. And those guys are directly funded by the Central Intelligence Network, and they're trying to tell you that we are them. So, yes, General Flynn has tried to eliminate this show, and he's been working on it for like 3 years now.
So Peppermint Patty says, good point. Wow, good point. Thank you. We're actually whistleblowers because we were friends with General Flynn. We traveled the country with him. I was there when Alex Jones made this stupid stuff in a little room at a Reawaken tour. Everybody has been captured by these people, in my opinion. Okay. And I am just looking at this going, wow, guys, wow.
Because we see that he's operating against Donald Trump. And what we heard whenever Q made the point of a rubber bullet, now we understand that General Flynn was a rubber bullet on purpose. That had nothing to do with him lying. None of anything had anything to do with that. He went in and he sat down with Strzok and Pienka with no lawyer present, which created the whole basis to paint and smear Donald Trump as connected to Russia. So Flynn effectively is the reason. And so what Q was doing was inverting the messaging on Flynn, bringing him into the conversation in a way that he did not want to be in the conversation, as he tried to pivot and act like he was somehow cooperative with Q until he started sending all of his minions out with devolution and all this nonsense to confuse everybody.
Gloria in our story says, LOL, the Flynn crew is literally dumb. They're actually rude, too. They call me F-Jit, and all this other stuff. They come in and call me Zionist. They're the foul-mouthed people. I do not want to associate with those people. Also, Bonster says Flynn is outright trying to undermine Donald J. Trump, and I think you're right.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
So, Shady, this is Chase Hughes. We've played him, and we actually did the PSYOP chart real time, where you guys picked from 1 to 10 if it was a PSYOP, and General Flynn failed, or actually
every one.
He failed every one, where General Flynn is in fact a PSYOP from NCI's own How to Spot a PSYOP document. Okay.
Yep.
So this is him again, talking about how to spot a PSYOP. I want you guys to listen very closely, because the truth is learned, it's never told. And when you're sitting there all caught up in X land, deep dream, getting all mind controlled over these things, and no, they're just asking questions. No, it's worse than that. People coming in here asking me my views on Israel. I am America first. Okay. And I don't need to have any views on them at all. I want my country to succeed. And this is how to spot a PSYOP, Shady. This is just only a couple minute video, but this is good.
Our position is Israel is puppeted by the globalist elite, who are the same globalist elite that puppet Mossad, and the same globalist elite puppeted by the CIA.
And the same globalist elite that puppeted the United States of America, your country.
Correct. And they're currently losing control, and they're a little bit upset about it.
Yeah. No, Flynn is not throwing his hat in the ring. Sorry, Deborah. Here we go.
How do you know if you're in the middle of a psychological operation?
I would just assume 24/7 that we are. But let's go into the details. But
what are the signs that something is a psychological operation specifically?
So narrative sticking points. So matching narrative is number one. And matching narrative means that I'm hearing pretty much the same messaging from media outlets, celebrity influencers, which is number two, and authority. So
could you pause it right there real quick?
People that are in a position of social authority, not like cops and...
I was going to let him finish the sentence, and I was going to pause it too.
I'm so sorry.
But you see what we're saying here, okay? The matching narratives, okay? Everything that Candace says, I get attacked for, okay? That's matching narratives. Celebrity influencers with authority. General Flynn, Candace Owens, Patrick Byrne. These people allegedly have authority, okay? These people don't have authority over me, Shady. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I was going to say that we go to the source. And so whenever you go to the source, everybody wants to say, okay, well, I'm just asking questions, or I'm just doing this. So whenever you go to the source of this, you see where it is coming from. Then you start to understand that what you're doing is you're following You're following the popular crowd. Okay. You're following what it is, what it means. Remember what it meant in high school to be popular. Think about it in those terms whenever you're seeing this nonsense that these people do, because these people have control, like the mainstream. Okay, the mainstream media, Mockingbird Media, ABC, CNN, CBS, NBC, the Mockingbird Media, Time Magazine, all of these different networks and channels and Avenue, Mother Earth, Mother Jones, all the PBS, BBC, all of that is cooperative as the quote unquote Mockingbird Media Network. It all agrees with itself every single time. So therefore, whenever you see them doing something that's popular, you can almost guarantee that that's not what's going on. Now, take that exact model and let's pick it up and let's move it over here and let's put it down on top of InfoWars. InfoWars, Alex Jones, General Flynn, Patrick Byrne, all of these networks that you've been watching operate for the last 5 or 6 years since Donald Trump, or 5 years since Donald Trump left office. What are they doing? They're generating something that's popular and that everybody is going after and clicking down the line and moving it around. And then all of a sudden they all agree with each other. So your best piece of information that you could ever have is to start backwards from what's popular. Listen, pay attention to what is popular, think the opposite, and you could almost 100% of the time prove that they're wrong.
Yeah, and if they're, and what they do is they're like, some percentage right. Y'all believe Tucker's part of that group? Yeah. Mm-hmm. I do. Cupid's Cowgirl, thank you for the subscription. And let me see, somebody asked a question. Miss O North, you send subs. You told me how to say it one time, but haven't showed up. I haven't seen them yet either. So thank you for trying. Try again. So let's go back to this. This is apply this to what you're seeing out there every second. Like, this is amazing.
And lawyers, and judges, but people in social authority, like pop singers,
generals,
I won't say any names, pop singers, the most popular pop singers, all saying the same shit on social media. That should terrify you to the deepest part of your core, that none of this is real, or none of this is what it seems like. And those are the first two. Number 3 is, if you're seeing people silenced or ostracized or disagreeing with an idea.
Okay. Is that happening?
Yeah. So we disagree with your dumb popular comment, and then hell breaks loose.
So I disagree with General Flynn being a hero after I reread the Q posts and realized, oh my God, that's why Flynn had to take it over and infiltrate.
Yep.
Okay. I disagree with Roger Stone needing a pardon for January 6th. I think he should be charged with it because he has his own movie out called what was it called again, Shady? Why did I forget it?
It is called
oh my God, why am I forgetting it?
Yeah.
He had his own movie about the insurrection that they did with the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers.
Can't believe it.
I disagree with Candace Owens and her theories. So I'm ostracized if I disagree with A Storm Foretold. Thank you, Link. Appreciate that. So A Storm Foretold. Roger Stone needed General Flynn, and then General Flynn's brother stood down the National Guard. Okay?
I disagree with Jake Lang swinging a bat at cops for 3 hours on the Capitol in J6. I disagree with every single event that occurred that has to do with anything that these people are doing, because what they're doing is that they're the Arizona audit.
Yeah.
Look at all of these things that they generated.
The Arizona audit garnered more votes for Joe Biden, guys.
By 500,000.
So and then Tina Peters and $1 million from Patrick Byrne to keep her in jail, guys.
And by the way, that whole thing looks so crazy now. Like, like whoever it was, I would so like to know the name of the people that initially approached Tina Peters and told her that there was stuff that she needed to look at, because whoever that was the operator sent by Patrick Byrne that led her into the trap.
Yeah, we have that guy's name. I don't have it off the top of my head, but we have it. So you are ostracized for going against the group think, okay? Peppermint Patty says that I listen to many. It's a constant struggle. It is, because they're lying because they have an agenda. And remember, according to Q's posts, Defeat Disinfo hired 3.4 million influencers to go against Donald J. Trump. The person behind Defeat Disinfo is General Flynn's mentor, McChrystal. Okay,
Yeah.
this is a huge news if anybody wants to report on it, but they won't because they're captured either knowingly or unknowingly.
And I feel like I'm very compelled. I feel very compelled to add this to your understanding. You've got to be able to work in congruency with what it is you know to be true. If you want to make theories about these different things, the Egyptian planes, or all of Charlie Kirk's people helping him, and all these different things that you're trying to associate, well, you have to do that. At the same time, you have to assimilate and make this bring into the fold the things that actually happened. Tyler Robinson jumped off the roof. His DNA is on the gun. His father basically got a confession out of him. They turned him in of his own recognizance. There was trans statements on the bullets. Like, all these things are real. So these things really.
And don't forget, Shady, one more huge piece of info: the text chain to his boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, saying that I did it.
Correct. So what you have to. So the point being that you have to. For whatever theory you're theorizing about how this went down and that Tyler Robinson didn't do it, well, you still got to include Tyler Robinson on the roof that day. He was on the roof. You still have to include the idea that there was only one shot fired and there was only a 30-06 rifle found at the scene. So you have to reconcile all of those different facts so that you can come up with your theory. You can't just leave all the facts out whenever you're coming up with your theory. And you talk about different people, like everybody's like, oh, who did this? Who did that? Listen, you had your information. The orders, in my opinion, come down from the therapist. Okay? The therapist is completely insulated in this whole narrative, whether you're talking about Crooks or whether you're talking about Robinson or whether you're talking about any of these people. Q explained to you that the nut jobs get activated by the therapist. We don't see anybody focusing on that. We don't see anybody paying attention to the therapist in these people's situations, which is where I think you're going to find the MK Ultra. The MK Ultra doesn't just like sit on a park bench and it sticks to someone's shoe that walks by. Okay, that's not the way it works. It's not just like a happenstance type of thing. This takes programming. This takes suggestion. This takes time. So, Tyler Robinson could have been a psychopath on his own without any help whatsoever. But if he had help and if he had assistance and if he had a network behind him, the chain is going to be through the therapist. And I would suggest the same thing with Crooks. And whenever the event happens, you know what happens? You can't prove with real evidence that it's anything other than a single shooter.
That's right. So Bama says they all hate Candace. I don't hate Candace. I just disagree with her. And then that's how
Candace.
You have to spin it. I don't agree with Candace Owens's we're getting close narratives for 8 months.
She doesn't. It's not about agreeing with it. Candace Owens isn't providing you any evidence, friend. Right. It's not about hating anything. See, the way that this is the same thing they do to me about General Flynn. Oh, you hate General Flynn. General Flynn wishes I would hate him. Yeah. General Flynn wishes that I would have enough, that I would actually conjure up hate toward him, because no human being, and I'm going to explain this very clearly to every single person that's hearing my voice, no human being will ever be able to manipulate me into hating them. No matter how animated I look here and I'm talking to you and I'm getting all worked up and explaining things to you in a very kind of over the top way sometimes, it's not hatred. It's information, and we're concerned about your well-being, and so we're animated about it.
Bama, as in the mainstream media, I missed your context. Apologies, but it was
you just threw Bama right under the bus.
I did. I didn't
mean to run over.
And that's what we're getting though on X. Okay,
right.
If we don't agree with somebody because we want to see, look, I am an Anon by heart. I was doxxed by General Flynn and his groupies. Okay. And my daughter of 15 years of age at that time. And I just want the facts, guys, okay? That's it. I don't want to hear about your dreams. I don't want to hear about your conjecture. I don't want to hear that some secret source gave you information, and then we find out that guy is who, Shady Groove? From Candace?
George Webb.
George Webb. I don't need to hear that Candace's information comes from George Webb, okay? I know George Webb is a fool. So thereby, with George Webb being a fool, wouldn't that thereby make Candace Owens a fool?
Yeah, see, I won't listen to Candace Owens' dreams the same way I wouldn't listen to praying medics.
Yeah. You sure do throw a lot of that us under that bus. Tammy, you watch out.
Yeah, but we do
Love
it
you.
softly and kindly.
Yeah, we love you guys. Okay,
We do love
look,
you.
and this is a conversation. Like, see, this is the point that we're proving. Like Tammy says that I throw people under the bus a lot, right? Got it. But we're still here talking to each other. Okay, you're not like ostracizing me if I disagree with your narrative. That is what America is about. That's what Charlie Kirk did. He didn't agree with a lot of these people's narratives. They had to get rid of them, okay? Because he was destroying the psychological operation against the children in school.
Yeah, look at Finn. Like Finn threw us under the bus, then we threw him under the bus, then he threw us under the bus, and now we love him like a brother.
Yeah. OC Page, I love the hat with the dog. I love that, the Santa hat. So let's go back and just read this. Or listen to this one more time. Let me just go ahead and go back. Here we go. Check it out, Shady.
We're talking a lot over this.
Number 3 is if you're seeing people silenced or ostracized for disagreeing with an idea. We saw this during the pandemic.
Okay, we saw this during the pandemic like crazy, and this show is a victim of that. Okay, we were censored off X, we were censored off YouTube, we were censored off Patreon, Cash App, PayPal, Media Matters attacked us right and left, and we ended up being right. And here we are back on YouTube, youtube.com/inthematrix with 3 X's.
Yeah, and we never tried to silence anyone.
Educated medical doctors that were kicked off of social media, which is our greatest fear of human beings, is being ostracized socially. It's greater than death. This is why public speaking is rated higher by almost everybody than death. And it's not public speaking that we're afraid of. It's being out there and having a big idea and then getting rejected by a large crowd. That's what terrifies human beings. And you can leverage the shit out of that, especially when you can manufacture an artificial tribe on social media. So Harvard-educated doctors that disagreed with this mainstream narrative were getting banned. And the dude, I can't remember his name. I wish I could. But the dude who invented
Robert Malone
RNA vaccines was on there and went against the narrative and got ostracized. The dude who invented this kind of vaccine, it's unbelievable. So and that step 3, just remember in your mind that if an idea requires suppression to exist, it's a horrible idea, and it's most likely a psyop. Good ideas don't need to suppress other people.
Boom.
Good ideas travel on their own. Good ideas spread on their own. It doesn't need suppression by itself. So those 3 are some of the big ones. And
free speech doesn't need suppression either. You know, like the clip that we played you last week where Jillian Michaels is trying to pressure Don Jr. into saying you should say that people shouldn't be able to talk. That's the opposite of what we should say. Whenever you say things like that, what that causes is it causes less people to hear the stupid that's coming out of their mouth.
That's right. So
we're fine with everybody being stupid.
Learn to spot a psyop, and we bust psyops on the daily right here on the MG show. In fact, where psyops go to die,
That's
MG
right here.
show. Right here.
That's right here.
Right here. Look at that.
I love it.
That's what we do.
We're going to amplify that soon. Yeah, because it's like us two are fighting. The 2 of us are fighting like literally the whole department at Fort Bragg.
Yeah, we really are.
The civil psyops department are over focused on us. And the interesting thing is, it's like now I'm almost certain that every single one of those people that were in Discord were in that building.
Yeah. And now they have different names on X.
Now they have different names because I've heard a couple of them in these spaces. And I swear to you, man, a couple of the people I hear talk in these spaces sound like these people that were in these Discord servers like 6 or 7 years ago. It's crazy. And they're saying some of the dumbest things just like they were doing then.
Yeah. And you know what? Prayers for Rob Reiner and his wife, allegedly murdered by his son, brutally stabbed to death. This is my comment on it, Shady. Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle, were brutally stabbed to death by their own son, Nick, who is now in custody. Rob was a raging anti-Trump leftist who despised MAGA with every fiber, but no one deserves this horrific end, not him, not his wife. This is pure evil and unimaginable heartbreak for the family. Addiction and mental illness destroys lives. Prayers for the surviving kids, and evil will lose in the end.
You know, it's a whole interesting thing with him, you know, like the dynamic of him and his life and being, you know, going all the way back to All in the Family and sort of, you know, an era in America where we sort of everybody watched the same thing on TV. And, you know, all of us saw the same movies. We saw Stand By Me. You know, we saw A Few Good Men. Rob Reiner did that movie, a number of other very, very great movies that he was essential in producing that became part of the fabric of the country. It's really a shame to see how he was mentally, how many people effectively in that arena have not been able to put their politics sort of in their pocket and keep their reputation intact.
That's right. Cupid's Cowgirl, $20. Hatred is a negative, evil emotion from the devil. Like fear, we were told to love. That is the key. Love. Thank you very much for that.
My righteous indignation is out of love, not hate, and not fear.
That's right. Do not fear, Q.
All right. Will not.
And do not fear is what, 365 times in the Bible? Donald J. Trump is reporting on Rob Reiner, made a post about Rob Reiner. He said, a very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling but once very talented movie director and comedy star, has passed away together with his wife, Michelle, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS. He was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump, with his obvious paranoia reaching new heights as the Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectations of greatness. And with the golden age of America upon us, perhaps like never before, may Rob and Michelle rest in peace.
And that is our sentiment.
Yep. Whew, crazy, man.
I mean, you know, that came through late last night, and then you shared that video of the chief of police, and they're like acting like so. To our understanding, so far they have arrested the son in the situation for the stabbing of his parents, and we had the chief of police last night not able to determine the cause of death, acting like it was a possible suicide of knife cuts for both of them. I mean, that was completely odd.
Yeah, in fact, let me get that and I can play it.
It's just really, you know, it kind of just adds to what we're talking about here of like the way they're trying to contaminate or screw up an investigation. You know, I think this whole Candace Owens thing is an attempt to screw up the investigation into Tyler Robinson. I mean, you know, it's almost like Tyler Robinson seemed pretty calm there the other day whenever they had him out.
All right, so this is Joy of Everything on TikTok. Check it out, Shady. Let's see.
Kind of weird. See what you think. Think for yourself.
Come on. What's going on? Oh, my gosh. Hang on. Let me grab it again.
Try that
again. Play a freaking video for crying out loud?
Well, the second time around usually works, man. I think you overclicked. I didn't mean it like that. Oh, no. Now I'm going to be targeted.
Don't play baseball, fucking right.
Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Jeez. So this is outside Rob Reiner's Brentwood home. Bizarre scene. His wife, Michelle, were killed by their son. There's the son, Nick.
Chief, are we safe in Brentwood tonight?
I'm sorry?
Are we safe in Brentwood tonight, Chief?
I can't hear you.
Are we safe in Brentwood, the neighbors of the community?
Oh, are we safe in Brentwood? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, so we have officers here at the scene. We have officers in the area. We're not looking for anyone in the Brentwood area at this point. We're not looking for anyone because we're still working on that part of the investigation.
Chief, besides the Reiners,
Something happening in this city after what happened in January. I mean, this is a disaster. Listen to this right now. This is a disaster.
The neighbor.
No security for the neighborhood. No, this shit's out there. We know the son did it. It's already out there. It's been. I mean, this is a scam.
This is before they released that the son did it.
At this time, the Los Angeles Police Department is not seeking anyone as a suspect or as a person of interest or in any other manner, and we will not be doing that until we conduct our investigation and we move forward. That's all I have right now. And one at a time.
We're being told that a family member is being interviewed in connection to these lists. Can you confirm that? Is that family member being cooperative?
There are going to be many family members interviewed. I'm not going to confirm whether someone's being interviewed at this time or not. We're going to try to speak to every family member that we can to get to the facts of this investigation. Hold on. One at a time. Whoa. Hold on, one at a time. This gentleman is next.
So that's interesting. So that was before. So, look, maybe they were waiting to, apparently there was some weird thing going on that they had to get a warrant to go inside as well. It looks like the family might have been playing games a little bit, Shady Groove, to protect their son. I don't know. But there was some weirdness going on around all that. So, again, the AG today, I think C. Page out there posted it, Rebel Valkyrie 17 on X. And they were saying that they're not ruling out suicide. So apparently it was from here to here with a KNIFE.
Yeah, very interesting way to do that.
Yeah. And apparently he was transitioning. I don't know if that's confirmed, political cartoon. Is it?
I'm not sure. I heard other people saying that out there. It would make sense that these idiots are like trying to protect him in this weird way if that was going on, and they'll try to like make it seem like he didn't do anything wrong.
Just like I think Brown is trying to hide the fact that a possible radicalized Muslim person did Brown shooting as well. And we'll be right back after this beautiful boom messages.
Busy Monday.
Wow.
The MG Show. Not funded by dark money, but funded by listeners like you.
Hello to all of you beautiful patriots out there.
First of all, let me just thank you all for supporting this show. We wouldn't be here without you. But I have a huge announcement regarding donations.
It has come to our attention that using the Rumble app is taking an additional 30% of your donation to the show.
Let me explain. According to our TOS, Rumble takes 20% of all donations made through the web browser.
And that's a 20%. It's a good deal if you consider other platforms like YouTube and such.
There is a hidden cost that we just found out. For example, we received the generous $500 donation from Spill Tea, and thank you so much for that, from the Rumble app on Apple. So Rumble took 20%, and Apple took an additional 30%. We brought that to Rumble, and they said, well, Rumble's take of tips and donations is 20%. That's if the transaction is done through the web browser. If using the Android or iOS app, it's an additional 30% collected by those platforms.
So please use the web browser to make your donations to the show and avoid the hidden fees by Apple and Android.
That's right. You can also support us at GiveSendGo/HelpMGShow, mg.show/donate. We have PayPal and Cash App. Both are at RealMGShow or $RealMGShow. Please help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our biggest 3-in-1 sale ever with a limited edition product, a back in stock special, and a closeout deal you won't find anywhere else. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get our MyPillow bed sheets only $29.88. Any color, any style, any size, even kings. Regular $119.98, only $29.88. Once they're gone for good. How about our My Towels? They're finally back in stock, but not for long. Get a 6-piece My Towel set, regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And for the first time and the only time ever, get our limited edition premium My Pillows. They're made with Giza cotton and designer gusset. Queen $17.98, Kings only $19.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get the best offers ever. Quantities are extremely limited, so order now.
My Pillow is excited to announce they're having their biggest 3-in-1 sale ever, with a limited edition product, a back-in-stock special, and a closeout deal you won't find anywhere else. My Pillow bed sheets, only $29.88, any color, any style, any size, even kings. Regular $119.98, only $29.88. Once they're gone for good. My towels are finally back in stock, but not for long. Get a 6-piece My Towel set, regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And for the first and only time, get their limited edition premium My Pillows made with Giza cotton and a designer gusset. Queens, $17.98. Kings, only $19.98. Also, for a limited time, when your order is over $100, you will receive free shipping plus $100 in free digital gifts. So go to mypillow.com or call 800-873-0478 and use promo code MGSHOW. Use your promo code for the best offers ever.
There was a time when our children stood at attention, put their hand on their heart, and in one united voice recited the Pledge of Allegiance. There was a time when strength and honor meant something. There was a time when standing for our flag meant something. There was a time when our history was taught with pride and respect. There was a time when respect was given to those who serve, ready died to protect and defend our God-given. There was a time when we were grateful. There was a time when these United States of America, one nation under God, for all. There was a time when these United States of America, one nation under God, if you will, under one stack. There was a time when we, the people, decided our future. There was a time when we, the people, created its I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It is time we, the people, reclaim what is rightfully ours. May God bless America and all those who defend and protect her against all enemies, foreign and domestic. We stand together as patriots. Where we go one, we go all. Home of the
At what point do people wake up? That was all Q Plus posts. Scottish Anon, thank you very much for the music. It was very uplifting. Thank you very much.
The people that lord over this realm that we're in. And what we're doing is we're currently pushing back. And the reality of the situation is there's only a few good guys that you have pushing back. And those few good guys, their names and their last names are Trump. Their last name is Vance. Their last name is Kennedy. Last name is Nome. Last name is Patel. Last name is Wiles. Last name is Bondi. Okay. These are the people that are standing up for you. And what they're trying to do, the psychological operators like InfoWars, they're trying to get you to trust them more than you trust this administration. Therefore, you will go to them for the well of information, not go to Donald Trump. That's the reason I was explaining how aggravated I am with Fox News earlier, because they're not giving you anything that Donald Trump is saying. The only thing they're doing is tapping into the well of what it is that's trying to defeat Western civilization.
Yeah. I mean, we just need to start, realizing, what we need, where we need to go for our information, right? And for me, it's Donald J. Trump and the ones that he trusts in this administration. President Trump has said that this administration is far better than his first one, and we know it is too.
By a lot.
By a lot is exactly right. Oh my gosh, guys! Wow, I'm telling you,
best timeline.
It is the best timeline. KX2, $50. Merry Christmas, MG Show. Dux is going to start smelling, apparently. I'm going to smell bad by Wednesday, Dux. No, $17 Rumble rant. I mean, let's get you some, cologne or something like that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. I was just reading comments, bro. Just reading comments. So what we try to do is help people understand, because we're understanding as well. That we are under severe. I mean, Shady Group, we're under severe psychological operations. Right.
We, meaning all of us, every single person that's a member of American society is under that. There's not really anybody out there that is attempting to navigate you in a direction that benefits you. They're all navigating you to cynicism. They're all navigating you to hate. They're all navigating you to doom and gloom. No one is navigating you to the golden age.
Yeah, it's crazy. And what we need to, I did a post, what was it, Shady Groove, maybe a month ago, about how X is using the outrage cycle to make money. Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
All of this outrage, all of these crappy, decodes, all these crappy conspiracy theories and theories are all made to help, generate clicks. Erica Kirk says she's made thousands of dollars on each episode with pure BS, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I wanted to quickly just play this because it was a very good video. And we've done some videos from after school as well. This one was a year ago, and it really will hit home if you're paying attention today. And I want to play it, Shady Grove. And we're wave 3. Remember, Q says the attacks come in waves, correct? You remember?
Yep.
And we had the killing of the mind, right? That one that we played from after school, which was a very good video. If you haven't seen that in a while, go back and watch it. But this is the outrage cycle, and Mark Manson is the one narrating it, Shady Grove. Are you ready? Because it's very, very good.
Yeah, I am ready, and I would like to preface it by explaining that what we're all wanting to do at the end of the day is have a peaceful, fruitful, productive life and have a family and be left the hell alone. Okay, let me explain that. Like, this is very important. How do you get left alone? The only way that you can get left alone is to figure things out for yourself so that you can come to some sort of understanding of something and you can move on with your life and not have people bothering you with things that don't matter to you.
Yeah.
If you don't have any good information, you're going to constantly always be looking for people to give you information, and then you're going to constantly want to be bothered by it.
Yeah.
See, we're trying to set you up to be in a position where none of the nonsense gets through to you. You see everything, and the things that you're seeing, you could be like, oh, that looks weird, but you don't like bring it in, because let me tell you, There's not a single one of us. If we were to take anything that you say, any one of you, any statement that you said on video, and take that statement of you saying that statement and put some crazy dark music behind it, and then add a little bit of cloudiness, and then make it move in and out just a little bit, and have you say it in slow motion, you will look demonic.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say. I don't care who it is. And I don't care what the context is. They're doing a psychological operation against Erica Kirk at Turning Point USA because it's the largest youth Christian organization ever built in America. And that's the last thing that the globalists that puppet Israel want.
That's right. And I might have misspoke. It's Candace making the thousands of dollars per episode on just crap, really. I also, Cooking with Sherry says, I support both President Trump and, with all caps, General Flynn. He does support Trump. No, he doesn't.
He doesn't. But you can, you
can do that.
It's
I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna delete you. I'm gonna disagree with you because of my research and facts.
Well, because of the way that he has treated us specifically, and the way that Donald Trump said, read War by Other Means. If you would go read the book, please, War by Other Means, that Donald Trump recommended from General Keith Kellogg, please read chapter 8, Out Like Flynn. Read what General Flynn actually did to Donald Trump and how frustrated Donald Trump was with him whenever he didn't tell him that Russia was calling, and see if you feel the same way. It will be up to you.
Yeah. And then go look at my January 6th thread where Flynn was involved.
We'll move into that.
All right, here we go.
Moment zero. A significant event occurs. Eyewitnesses and primary sources break the news. Statements are made, videos are posted, tweets are tweeted. First hour, journalists scrambled to disseminate news of the significant event far and wide. Most of this happens on Twitter, but placeholder web pages are thrown together on various news sites, and cable news channels interrupt the latest car chase to give you the breaking news about the significant event, even though nobody has a clue what's going on. This is the initial viral wave. Let's call it the primary viral wave. First 24 hours. There is a gold rush within the first 24 hours to cash in on the primary viral wave. Thousands of journalists, bloggers, influencers, celebrities, and politicians put out their take on the significant event. These early takes range from quality education to scummy attention whoring. Pretty much anybody who says anything even remotely noteworthy about the significant event immediately goes viral, sees their follower count explode, and gets their tweet featured on news media outlets who still have no idea what's actually going on. 24 to 48 hours. Of the tens of thousands of takes that were posted in the previous 24 hours, a couple dozen come out as clear victors in terms of winning the attention coliseum. These handful of narratives get repeated and reshared to such an extent that they quickly become the conventional wisdom and basic facts about the significant event. People who follow the news closely begin informing their friends and family over dinners and boozy happy hours of what they heard about the significant event. This makes them feel informed and intelligent. 48 to 72 hours. The primary viral wave has reached its saturation point. There's little new to say about the facts of the significant event which hasn't already been said. As a result, intrepid journalists, bloggers, authors, and influencers begin to look closer at the data and information of the primary viral wave. And sure enough, wouldn't you know it, the video is fake, and that photo has been photoshopped, and that data analysis was done incorrectly. My God, it's misinformation. Everything you know about the significant event is wrong. The authorities have been lying to you.
Who does this sound like, Shady Grove?
Boy, oh boy, I think you're getting the hint.
Mainstream media has been fucking duping you. It's happening again. The fake content and disinformation that inevitably happens during any significant event comes to light. This sparks outrage and fury among millions, thus generating another viral wave across social media and news services. Let's call this the reactionary viral wave. The reactionary viral wave is not a single narrative like the primary viral wave, but a collection of anti-establishment narratives that are colored by various interest groups and cultural identities. Righties will zero in on how the rights and liberties are being violated. Lefties will amplify any injustice or prejudice that are taking place. People who live to fight racism will find racism. People who live to promote free markets will find overbearing and corrupt governments. Like a global Rorschach test, the significant event doesn't alter anyone's personal views, but rather merely reflects their views back to them. Because the reactionary viral wave is composed of multiple combative takes on the significant event, people soon begin to spiral into conflicts and dogfights about who is to blame and who is at fault. Whereas the primary viral wave generates a sense of unity and desire to understand, the reactionary viral wave blows everyone apart and cements them back into their own little tribal camps.
That's the division op right there, guys. You understand that, right?
And it's so interesting to listen to him explain it the way that we now know what was being architected against us in Discord.
That's right. Now,
Because-
it's going to be coming up to, this is what we are. You ready?
Yep.
After 1 to 2 weeks, the various competing reactionary viral waves have reached peak saturation within their respective audiences. In an effort to keep attention and interest, various news outlets and influencers have ramped up the rhetoric to 11. Words like traitor, criminal,
Yeah,
and
this is Candace Owens still. Okay, this is the rhetoric ramps up to 11, and it has. We're getting close, Shady.
Mm-hmm.
racist are thrown around so much that they lose their meaning. The obligatory Hitler and Stalin comparisons are made, conspiracy theories proliferate, everyone is offended and upset by everybody. If anything is true in the social media age, it's that narratives will evolve in order to saturate as much attention as they can.
I got to tell you, this picture right here is amazing, Shady
That
Brew.
is an amazing picture.
This means that any take will eventually be taken to its extreme. News anchors who a week ago expressed mild concern about a war will turn downright apocalyptic. Expert researchers who once appeared on TV to give measured advice will be replaced with doomsayers and anarchists. Douchey influencers and television pundits will try absurd positions for no other reason than it will get Twitter upset and talking about them again. It's among this chaos that a third brand of journalists.
Here we are, Shady Grove. We're the third wave. You ready?
We're just hanging out, watching all the idiots.
This should be a Pepe.
It really should be.
Or influencer steps up and essentially tells everyone to calm the fuck down. These influencers and thought leaders tend to be political moderates who publish their content independently, so they aren't beholden to the corrupt economics of the attention.
And we can prove that there's a network right here with all of these bot farms, with all of these influencers. I've showed you the map from Clay Clark of the captured influencers, and we're not them.
And they never disagree with one another.
Boom.
Game. These moderate, let's take a minute and calm down voices then launch the third and final viral wave caused by the significant event, the anti-reactionary viral wave. And because the anti-reactionary viral wave is so measured and cautious to be accurate and fair, it accomplishes what no other viral wave could. It bores people. Sure, it educates them to the point where they finally calm down, but it's fucking boring. And the truth is,
so we're boring.
I know. I thought we were the life of the party.
Yeah, because we didn't sell out. We're boring.
I think I'm fun. I don't care. I'm not wearing that.
Dull, yawn, boring.
Stop it.
Hearing a historian discuss Russian history for 3 hours on a podcast is enough to show millions of people that they don't actually care about the war as much as they thought they did. Thus, their attention moves on to whatever else is shiny and exciting. Tonight's basketball game, whether the stock market is going to crash next week, their kids' piano recital. Until the next significant event occurs and they are thrown down the proverbial stairs all over again. And not only do they go through the viral waves again and again and again, but like a magic trick that continues to put audiences at the edge of their seats, show after show after show, they will continue to be shocked and surprised and scared each time, in the same amount, in the same measure.
Wow.
Isn't that picture awesome?
The whole thing was so good.
The same amount in the same measure. And what's most wondrous of all is that with each significant event hip-checking the previous one out of the attention spotlight, they will actually forget that most of these significant events happened in the first place. Which is a shame, because if they remembered all of the significant events they had forgotten in recent years, they would perhaps realize that many were not actually that significant to them at all. And worse, when something truly significant does happen, it blends in seamlessly with the continuing shitstream that is information in the social media age, and nobody knows.
Epic. Absolutely epic.
Yeah, that's your cycle. You know, rinse, repeat, and the addicted stays in the cycle. That's right. This is, for dopamine clicks. This is for clicks. This is for money. And, because we didn't sell out, Shady, we get censored. It's funny that the people that did not get censored in this movement as well, isn't it?
Well, what's very interesting is the way that we could connect all the people that are lighting their hair on fire to the intelligence agencies. So effectively, what that is showing you is the actions of the intelligence agencies. Who are the intelligence agencies? Well, Candace Owens is connected to an intelligence agency through her marriage. Tucker Carlson is connected to the intelligence agencies through his family. Alex Jones is connected to the intelligence agencies through their family. But those people, those voices are independent of the intelligence agencies, and anybody else that's talking against their nonsense is somehow the problem.
That's right. Barkey saying is TPUSA is all part of this too. Changing the minds of the masses widespread quickly isn't easy. We're going to get chaos in the mix, especially when they put speakers out like Roger Stone and Tucker. Look, they can have people speak. It doesn't make them complicit, and it doesn't prove anything, okay? It's a draw. They got people there. Not everything that Roger Stone and Tucker says is bad, but there is a lot that is. It's just we've got to disseminate correctly. TPUSA helped Donald Trump win this election. I guarantee you that with the young vote.
And I feel like the dynamic is changing with TPUSA and their associations between right now. What happens this year and next year, I think, are going to be very, very different. I mean, like some of the people that they're having, I don't agree with them being there, but I sure as hell am not going to sit here and say we should silence them. I feel like that they should come to the microphone and talk more often, because the more that they talk, the more that you can see they're stupid. See, at some point you learned how to see the mainstream media news for what it really was. In other words, like the they live thing. Okay, so instead of seeing the news, all of a sudden you saw the billboard that said obey. Okay, apply that exact same ability that you had whenever you watch Tucker Carlson or whenever you watch Roger Stone. Don't ignore them. Listen to what they have to say and see what it is you pick up on, because what happens is your mind can't unsee it. And you can over time, you can considerably improve of your courage of standing up for things whenever you see the nonsense that someone is saying right in front of you. And you're like, look at that twisted biscuit, try to drive that logic home and not succeed whatsoever. You can be critical of that and be strong and confident in your analysis.
Yeah. And it's interesting, guys, these wackadoodle, like, and then, and then the QAnon movement gets blamed for it. Look, I was Q'd a lot.
I know.
Okay? And I was a Zero Delta, and I don't buy into any of this crap.
Our show was the Q posted during our show more than any other live show. And none of these people, by the way, had any live shows. Whenever we started doing the Matrix Groove Hour in 2019, there was no live shows and no one anywhere were talking about any of this stuff because everybody was scared to death to mention it.
Yeah. Got your $1 check. Checking to see if it works. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And, it's like booga is right. Okay, guys, it's everybody is like all worried about all this stuff. Do not fear, support. Like, I'd like you to outline the conversation you had with a friend, Shady. You don't have to like say who he was or anything, but the conversation that you had last night, will you take us through it?
Yeah,
because I think this is what people need to hear.
Because what happens is that people get caught up in seeing things and hearing things, and then the next thing you know, you've associated those things with things that you have. Like, people say stuff, and things that people say are normal. And whenever people say something that is a normal thing people say, you associate that with that thing because you've had similar experiences. And within talking to someone over the weekend, a good friend, and speaking to them about some of the nonsense that has to do with Charlie Kirk and stuff. And I mentioned a little bit of it earlier, but the reality of being able to compile a theory. If you're compiling a theory, you have to be able to include the things that are factually provable. And as we're starting to talk through these different things, people start to have light bulb moments. You start to see, as I'm talking about, okay, well, we have this and we have that going on with Candace and with what she's saying, and you're not able to prove any of these things that she's saying, And then they're all like trying to spin it over to say that Erica Kirk is evil, or that she is that she is part of it. And I'd like for you to consider like what it would mean to you to be Erica Kirk, because we're not supposed to look through.
They dehumanized her.
He didn't. The wonderful experience that we had here a couple thousand years ago. He didn't say the wonderful man that walked here. He didn't say, look at them. He said, look as you are them. Does that make sense? Look as you are them, not look at them to judge and criticize and critique. So therefore, that means that you have to live life as Erica Kirk to understand what's going on. And if you want to say, okay, well, Erica this and Erica did that and Erica did, are you dehumanizing her or are you humanizing her? Because anyone can be made look like a demon, like I said, with slow motion and a filter and crazy music playing in the background.
Yeah.
So having these moments of revelation to understand that we're being misled away from a human being and her experience as a mother who had her husband brutally murdered on television. Guys, think about what happened. There is almost zero instances in human history of having a very prominent political figure murdered on live television. Okay, Kennedy, they filmed it. It happened, but it wasn't filmed live and put out live whenever it happened immediately. And now all these people have taken all this video and they've slowed it down and have watched this 1,000 times. And they act like, oh, because the shirt moves, there's some sort of device. You don't understand ballistics. You don't understand how reality affects guns affect things that are around it. There's a pressure wave with a bullet. Things move that are lightweight before the bullet hits. But to begin with, he was wearing a bulletproof vest. I just want to navigate you back to some of these different things. There was a trap door underneath, and Charlie Kirk dropped into the trap door, and it was a fake person that was shot. Like those are theories that are being put forward without any ability whatsoever to connect to what we know happened, which is we have film of Tyler Robinson on the roof. You have film of him jumping off the roof right after Charlie Kirk was assassinated with a weapon. You have his DNA on the gun. You have his confession. You have all of these different things that you aren't entering into the conversation whenever you say, okay, who was Charlie Kirk associating with? You don't have any information out of his phone. You don't know anything about anything to do with the ballistics on that round. The round could have been varmint ammo. The round could have been made at home. It could have been sitting outside and gotten wet and not been as functional as initially it should have been. Explaining why the round stuck in the body. Yeah. All of these different things, guys, I would like for you to take the time to talk people through because they're not hearing it. They're not seeing the golden age. They're not seeing anything that Donald Trump is doing that's productive for us. They're too busy attacking Erica Kirk, who is TPUSA, who, let me remind you that Charlie Kirk's best friend, one of his best friends in the world was J.D. Vance. The vice president of the United States is best friends with Erica Kirk, who you're calling the demon. You're saying that she's evil. She's going to be an integral part of getting the next president elected. Do you understand that? Do you understand how they're trying to weaken you? They're trying to weaken. You are helping participate. You are acting as a foreign entity that's injecting cash into the American system for their psyops by going along with this stuff. You're not defending the truth, and you need to be defending the truth with vigor, and we're standing here to help you.
So how did you get your friend through the knothole?
By humanizing her.
And then saying, look at what Trump did about the giving the wealth.
Yeah, well, I asked him straight out, have you heard about the Trump accounts? And or the Trump gold card or any of it? He hadn't heard about any of it. I was like, do you realize that right now Donald Trump has just handed all the wealth that was stolen from America by the globalists just got handed back to America through these accounts? And no one understands what's going on because, yes, I know it's just $1,000, but it's a bank account. Okay, Social Security isn't a bank account. Social Security is something you put your money in there and the government holds it for you. That's not really a bank account. Nobody else could put anything in there.
Yeah.
This is an account where anybody can put anything in there in the future. So in other words, all of the wealth that was transferred out of America for the last 100 years in the next 3 is going to be transferred back to America. And the future of America just changed because you know what he did? He saved Social Security. So all the money that you paid, all of the fretting that you've done about Social Security, well, guess what? Your money's going to be there because Donald Trump has initiated these Trump accounts, and these people aren't going to need Social Security. They're going to be rich before they're 18.
That's right. That's right.
And then, but people don't have any idea of any of this. They're not seeing any of the news.
I got that iPhone.
Yeah, and it's just making you angry and aggressive. And the next thing you know, your eyes are like bent down, and you're mad, and you can't think.
Yep.
And you think Erica Kirk's a demon somehow.
It's so stupid. Her husband was murdered. 2 kids. All right.
She has to deal with the fallout every day. Every day she has to wake up.
Chicago Steak Company. Shady Grove. I love Chicago, and I love steak.
Me too.
Hang on. I got to refresh. Oh, this happens every now and again. We do it live around here on the MG show, Shady.
Yeah, right here with you.
Oh. Wait, that was a bad. Was actually
no, that was a good one. I got that.
All right, the Chicago Steak Company. Here we go. Accept and start. Here we go. Are you still scrambling for a Christmas gift while many shipping deadlines have already passed? Here's your lifeline, Chicago Steak Company. Head to mychicagosteak.com/rumble and use that code Rumble. They're still shipping for Christmas, and shipping is free. Hurry though, slots are filling up fast. Get your gift to your loved ones the top 2% of beef in America, USDA Prime and Premium Angus, hand cut by master butchers. Marbling so good it hits the hot pan and fills that whole house with that buttery meat goodness. You know the one. Spend $225 and they'll throw in 6 free ribeyes plus free shipping. $240 in premium steak on the house. Your gift shows up in a black and gold box packed with dry ice. They crack it open, vapor rolls out. Instant Christmas morning feel. Skip the sweater. Give them something they'll actually remember. mychicagosteak.com/rumble. Use that code Rumble. RUMBLE.
RUMBLE.
Yeah. So I think there's a big cover up right now for the Brown shooting. They had a lot of people that anti-ICE, pro-Palestine. I think that girl that was head of Ella, that was head of the Republican, was shot just like Charlie Kirk. I think we have another Charlie Kirk style situation on our hands. I think the local police, campus police, and the local police are over their heads. I mean, you look at the mayor, he couldn't fight his way out of a wet paper bag. The guy doesn't look tough. He doesn't look like he could protect his community. I want people to dig, and let's get that person brought to justice. But this happened too. The DOJ announced that they've arrested 4 leftist terrorists, Shady, who plan to blow up targets in New York and Los Angeles. They were found with materials reading "Death to America," "Death to ICE," "Free Palestine," "America is fascist," and more. They've been identified as Audrey Carroll, age 30, Zachary Page, age 34, Dante Gaffield, age 24, and Tina Lai, L-A-I, 41 years old. Make examples out of these terrorists, Shady Grove. Here is some of the news conference that happened just before the show started. Check.
They sound very right-wing.
The 4 defendants are Audrey Carroll, 30 years old. The pictures, I think we have them somewhere. We'll put them up here.
Thank you, KX.
Audrey Carroll, 30 years old. Zachary Aaron Page, 32. Dante Gaffield, 24. And Tina Lai, 41. Each from the Los Angeles area. Each is charged with conspiracy and possession of an unregistered destructive device in violation of Title 26, United States Code Section 5861D. We intend to file additional charges in the coming weeks as we finish reviewing the evidence. The defendants are all radical anti-government members of the Turtle Island Liberation Front, which according to their own social media...
All right, who's going to do the meme that Franklin takes down Turtle Island Liberation Front? Come on.
Here we go.
Media is an anti-capitalist, anti-government movement that calls for their associates to rise up and fight back against capitalism. One of the leaders of the organization, defendant Audrey Carroll, helped organize an even more radical faction of the group called the Order of the Black Lotus. Each of the defendants charged today was also a member of the Order of the Black Lotus. Carroll described this group to her co-conspirators as everything radical. As detailed in the federal complaint, which we will now make public, in November 2025, Defendant Carroll created a detailed bombing plot to use explosive devices to attack 5 or more locations across Southern California on this upcoming New Year's Eve. Carroll and her co-defendant, Zachary Page, led the effort to obtain and build the bombs and to recruit others to join in their plot. Carroll's bomb plot was explicit. It included a step-by-step instructions to build IEDs or improvised explosive devices and listed multiple targets across Orange County and Los Angeles. Carroll also made clear her desires. She said, quote, "What we are doing will be considered a terrorist act." Carroll and Page also discussed plans for follow-up attacks after their bombings, which included plans to target ICE agents and vehicles with pipe bombs. Carroll stated that those plans would, quote, "take some of them out and scare the rest."
So they're literally LARPs, Shady Groove. Order of the Black Lotus goes, that's Avatar. I don't know, yeah, the Black Lotus Assassins are a fan group in Avatar, which is a movie out now. Also, Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, which is all very interesting, isn't it? What else is interesting is that we are we're noticing a very hypercritical environment of an FBI that's actually arresting the people that are going to do the terror.
Wow.
You standing there with the stick and you're like, remember the meme? You stand with the stick and it's like, do the terror. The FBI used to be provoking it. Now they're stopping it. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. This is this is 0 Hour. Says, I have to agree with Tim on point. I just think she was targeted, and I think the killer is a student. I think the killer never left the building. I think they gave him a ride, and other students know about it. She was the head of the Young Republicans, Brown University College Republicans Vice President, Ella Cook, Shady Groove. Wow. I think we got much more because, if you understand and do a dig on Brown University, remember, Trump suspended $50 million because they were woke. Wow. One student was shot point blank, execution style. Oh, God. This is all about the Free Palestine stuff, Shady Groove. Crazy.
Well, and isn't it interesting that all of these people that are screaming at you about Israel and saying that you took the $7,000 agree with that?
Yeah.
Aren't they all pro Gaza? None of them will acknowledge that Gaza is a hellhole controlled by Hamas. That Hamas is a terrorist organization controlled by the clowns in America, where it was created. All of this stuff goes downstream from our off-book ops. It doesn't go upstream. They think that somehow the CIA has trickled down economics, Jeff, and it's just confusing.
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
It doesn't work that way. It works the other way.
And breaking news, too, the attacker who killed 3 Americans in the ambush on U.S. forces in Syria was a member of the Syrian security forces, said Syrian and U.S. officials. We're at a war with radical Muslim extremism, guys.
And they're losing this. This is the reason they're activating like it. There's no reason to be acting like this. There's no reason to be amping up this crazy social media campaign against Susie Wiles. There's no reason to be doing that against Kash Patel either. If these people had legitimate things that I could criticize, I would criticize them. What in the world are you criticizing regarding Susie Wiles? You're going back into her history and talking about the other things that she's done in her work. Okay, so she worked for the pharmaceutical companies. Okay, so she was part of a lobbying firm. Okay, how does that translate into somehow what RFK Jr. is doing being corrupt or wrong?
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. Just because one thing is true doesn't make the other thing automatically true. That's the conflating logic of the liberal left. That's how they end up with logic. Our side is supposed to utilize discernment and recognize that every single event should be graded independently, and every individual should be graded upon their merit of the action that they've taken, not the words that they're saying, but the actions that they have clearly taken according to provable facts.
That's right. So let's go through. We were talking about something big is about to drop, truckloads of evidence of the 2020 election. I'd like to quickly just scroll down. This is the 3 hours ago post, but Trump is reposting a bunch of stuff here. Don't let the corrupt and incompetent Democrats blame Republicans for the Democrats' abuse and squander the American dream. Democrats, and only Democrats, are to blame. Just look at all the corruption from their cultural appointments. The pattern is very clear. Donald Trump reposted that. Here's another one. I tell you, Truth Social is...
Be nice!
I love Truth Social.
There you go.
Oh, my God. All right, let me try this again. Okay.
It's so good there. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, my goodness. All right, so this is Donald Trump retruth. Biden and Harris... The Biden and Harris regime spent 4 years carpet bombing American consumers with inflation. Now, in a big lie layup ahead of the midterms, Democrats and their left media publicists are blame shifting the affordability issue to Trump. Couldn't have said it better myself. Now, how do I tell you?
Navigate slowly. We do not care that it takes a couple of extra minutes to share this information with our audience because they are also very patient.
2020 dumpster fire. Read post by Donald J. Trump.
Or maybe it might not be a dumpster fire. That might be the votes in there.
Trump says, takes time to fix 4 years of destruction. Donald Trump retruth. Press Secretary Leavitt, thank you for being awesome in every way. You are an incredibly well-versed and professional in keeping Americans informed. Thank you. Donald Trump reposted, President Trump is trying his damnedest to clean up this country. The Democrats are trying their damnedest to stop him.
Fact.
Another one here. President Trump has turned the Biden depression into new golden age. Incredible. Joe Biden's presidency was the biggest scam in U.S. history. Bigger, biggest. This is one here. We know that Americans are still hurting from 40-year high inflation caused by Joe Biden and the Democrats, but President Trump is making significant progress to fix it, and he won't stop working until he solves it. The latest jobs report showed that American economy remains strong with 119,000 new jobs, more than double expectations in particular. Construction jobs surged by 19,000 in the month of September, the largest monthly gain in a year. So inflation remains under control and real wages are on pace to increase roughly $1,200 for the average worker. This is a complete reversal of the failed Biden era where we saw inflation skyrocket to 9%, causing private sector workers to see their real wages decline by approximately $3,000. Since President Trump took office, all employment gains have gone to native-born workers rather than foreigners like we saw under Biden. Trust in Trump. The next one here, he reposted. Oh, no, wait. Let me just go back over here. Yep. This one right here is get your Trump card today. In the lobby, beautiful White House. Trump's election win filled Hamas with fear. Hostage held like slave for 505 days. Recounts, guys. Hamas is in fear. That's why you're seeing these attacks. And this was an epic post here as well. And then he's talking about the Brown University stuff right here, guys. So pretty interesting, talking about possible evidence of election 2020 election meddling, real evidence, not these donate money and we'll do a audit and then find more votes for Biden type of stuff, but real evidence. And that's what we're waiting for, Shady Groove.
We're also we're chomping at the bit because we're we're theorizing that a lot of the stuff that we have seen and heard about election fraud in the past is not really that accurate. You know, they even went as far as finding a guy from China to throw under the bus for us.
Yeah. And that Black Lotus, according to reports, Yeti just let me know that Black Lotus is 4 people in a Signal chat, part of the Turtle Island Liberation Front. And I believe those 4 people were probably the ones that were just charged.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Interesting stuff, guys. So, what is the common theme when bad news is about to break against them? And I urge you to stay vigilant, guys. Stay vigilant, because there is bad news about to break, obviously, Shady.
Well, there's bad news about to break, but the thing is, what I am seeing, and maybe, you could highlight a little bit of what you're seeing, but what I'm seeing is weakness. I feel like it's weakness. You say, okay, well, Candace Owens has the #1 podcast. Doesn't matter that she has the #1. In all reality, she is, and what happens is people build themselves up on a mountain of lies. And when you build yourself up on a mountain of lies, that you will go right to the top and everybody will listen to you. And it is so great. And everybody's standing down. And the next thing you know, it's like every moment of attention around the world is on you. But at some point, the lie unfolds and the mountain crumbles and the whole system comes crashing down on itself. And what Candace Owens is doing is, I think, a microcosm of the macrocosm that is the Alex Jones Flynn networks, which is doing the exact same thing. She's sort of like leading the charge right now, and there is a cliff in their path.
That's right. That's right. And, you know, here we are fighting all those people like the Matrix, you know, we're like,
we're just like we're throwing lassos around the people that are following and trying to knock them down and keep them from running off the cliff.
That's right. I want to thank a couple people on givesendgo.com/helpmg show. We've got a $500 anonymous giver, but I know who you are. It's been a while since I've shared the wood for the wood pile. I'd like to wish everyone Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, gentlemen. I would like to thank you for being the lighthouse guiding us in the darkness away from the psychological operations. Pinky Yellow Daisy, $20. Thank you so much. Finally able to give again. Not much, but wood for the wood pile. You guys rock. Only truth out there. Praying for you both. We got, Spilty, $500.
What?
Wow. Spilty, keep hammering truth. Veronica, the People's Bridge, is smiling down from heaven. She was on to Flynn before any of us. She told him directly, June 21st, dead 3 months later, this started my next truth mission to dig further on him. Never give up or stay silent. Oh, what just happened? Why does everything do that, man? Oh, my gosh. Never give up or stay silent.
Because you clicked.
Yeah, I know, dude. It's so stupid. Never give up or stay silent is Veronica's motto. Merry Christmas in heaven, Veronica. MG Show has never stayed silent and will never give up either. MAGA, President Donald J. Trump, and God. God bless you. Thank you so much. Land of Hoya right here, $50. Thank you so much. And Smiles 24/7 says smiling. And that's $100. 9 days ago, anonymous giver, $17. Rambler. Early Christmas, thank you so much. $117. Susan, thank you. Sandy Star White, we love you. $17. Bonster, gosh, I see you here all the time, Bonster. I can't thank you enough. Land of Hoya, another $25. JG1LT, $200. Thank you so much. 24 days ago. So we need your help. GiveSendGo.com/MG show. We love you very much. And let me just play this shitty group. Here we go. Maybe.
Okay.
Of course, there's a commercial. I'm not playing it, but thank you guys very much. We have been silenced by the right and the left, so we're somewhere in the middle, stuck in the middle with Q. Jokers to the left of me, clowns to the right. We're stuck in the middle with Q and you.
And it really, it is you. It is you, because we didn't know necessarily that there was a we didn't know that there was a need for what we were doing until we started to do what we're doing. And if you feel compelled, if you feel like that you are dependent on what we do here every day, then please consider supporting the show. And if you can't support the show, your prayers are amazing. I just want to say this real quick. You know, what happened last week is our dear friend who has been beside me since before I met Jeff, her husband had a massive event of a stroke, and he's fine.
Thank God, the prayers.
Because of you. Okay. There's a difference between a prayer that doesn't have real intention and a prayer that does. And the prayers that do have real intention work miracles. And so
Amen.
God bless you, to you, Poussin, and to your husband and to your family for not only making it through a tragic event, but for being a backbone to this show and to what, you know, it took people believing in me for me to pick up a microphone and to start to do a show. And Poussin, I'm going to tell you right now, the reason that I did this Q Lounge Live is because of Poussin. She is the one that talked me in.
She's the reason that I'm here with you right now.
She's the person that took herself back a bit and said to me encouraging words that made me feel like that what I had to say was important enough to come to start to do this. And then I found Jeff, and the two of us agreed in a way. I've never met another human being in my life that was able to research the same way that I did, as far as like being able to prove what it is you say before you say it. Very few people know how to do that. And so we're here at this juncture 7 years later doing this broadcast because of Poussant and her family. So please, if you could give us 17 a big shout out, maybe come to this broadcast and comment underneath. God bless Poussant. God bless your family. God bless your husband. And God bless America, because this is the freedom I never thought in a million years that my voice would get censored. And it turned out to be the most censored show on the internet was the Matrix Groove Hour. And I wear that with a badge of honor every single day. And the idea that we're back and the idea that we're here to build the future. What we've done is not the past. What we are doing is the future. We're here to build something with all of you. And I'd like to say to each and every one of you, God bless you for all the support, because we're here because of you.
Yeah. And that's givesendgo.com/helpmg show. Thank you. And then mg.show/donate as well. That's the best way, without any, percentages right there. mg.show/donate. Obviously, Land of Hoy, one subscription to the MG show. We need the MG show donations as well. Wood shavings. Make a wood pile, and that's why people are referencing the wood. That's what in sales, I would only do like a couple $1,000 sales, but those wood shavings made a wood pile, guys. And
right on.
Then, you got your big deals that you need to get, but you always, fill in the little deals in between, because the big deals take a lot longer than the little deals. So wood shavings, make a wood pile. God bless you all. And we couldn't thank you enough. Shady, I can't thank you enough. And I didn't realize it was really Poussant's. She's the one to blame that we're here together.
Yes, sir.
Wow. That's amazing. Whew. And we've got a lot of clowns to the left of us and jokers to the right, don't we, Shady Groove?
We can step over every single one of them and keep our sanity.
Wow. And just go through, all of this stuff, guys. Let me just double check. Where is my Rumble real quick? Because I got to get over there and just see if I can do one more before we head out of here, Shady.
All right. Sounds good. And wow, it's already 11. Holy crap.
I know. Look at the time, Shady.
I can't believe it's almost the end of December.
Isn't it crazy?
Man, 7 years. It's almost Christmas. This is the 237th show this year. We have done way too many broadcasts.
Oof.
Normally we do like 220, 225. We're at 237 and rolling.
Wow. All right, let me just double see what I got.
So far you got nothing.
No, I got a lot here.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I ain't seen anything.
And we got to raid somebody yet. Are you set for the raid?
Don't be raiding.
No, we need to be raiding.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
Why are you like anti, this show?
Listen, why are you taking me seriously? Get all hung up.
I don't know. I always take.
I love you. I'm just teasing.
All right, guys, let's do this. This is interesting. It's a new one. You know what I read the other day that genuinely surprised me. Apparently, there is a tech where you take a regular tap water, run a small electric current through it, and it creates molecular hydrogen, the kind that actually dissolves into your water and absorbed by your body. I thought it sounded like sci-fi nonsense at first, but I dug in and there's a legit research behind it. Hydrogen's been studied for things like inflammation, energy, brain fog, and even recovery. And it's not fringe. Pro athletes and clinics already use it. What caught my attention was the one bottle, Life Water Hydrogen bottle. That does it in about 3 minutes. You pour in water, press a button, and it starts to fizz. The water actually clouds up. People say it makes them feel better, not wired like caffeine. Just clearer, more balanced. I noticed I wasn't even reaching for that second cup of coffee anymore, which surprised me. They've got the third-party lab tests right on the site too, which I appreciated. And there's the wild part. Here's the wild part. The tech usually costs a few $100, but right now it's about $80 with a $50% promo plus a 60-day money-back guarantee. So it's a pretty low risk to try. Honestly, if you're stuck on a Christmas gift, especially for someone who's been tired or just not been feeling like themselves, this is one of those things that actually gets used. You can visit buylifewater.com or simply scan the QR code on your screen. It's kind of crazy what we're learning about water. And there you have it. Shady.
Interesting.
Wow, that was interesting. I've used hydrogen water. I've got a little thing, and I haven't used it in a while. Maybe I ought to pull it back out. All right, guys.
I had a shot of hydrogen peroxide this morning.
That explains a lot. Thank you very much. Shady.
Well,
all right, so clowns
joking about that.
Jokers to the right.
Here
I am.
stuck in the middle with you guys.
With Q. God bless you all. See you tomorrow. Oh, dang it. Wrong one. Oh, boy. I tell you, we do this live.
Oh, the other one. There you go.
I needed the other one. I thought that was the one.
Click on the clack, not on the click.
Oh, boy. Let's just reclaim the game, Shady.
Oh, I reclaim my time.
Oh, let's not reclaim the game. Oh, my gosh. Everything's all messed up. How about a Christmas song?
Avid Holly Child. Oh, you didn't mean for me.
Yeah, you sing it. Because I click too much. I'm clickety clacker. God bless you all. See you tomorrow.
Up through the sky, hear the Black Hawks roar. Ice on the job, kicking down the door. Gang members, traffickers, fugitives too. Merry Christmas, you're going home. Adios to you. Ice, ice, raids all night. Cuff 'em up and take that flight. Down through the border, one-way trip they go. Deportations flying, let the whole world know. First comes the MS-13 clown. Tattoos on his face, now he's leaving town. 17 felonies, thought he'd never pay. Ice wrapped him up like it's Christmas Day. Ice, ice, raids all night. Cuff 'em up and take that flight. Out go the predators, cartels on the run. America first, and the winning's just begun. Next comes the coyote with a van full of kids. Human smuggling ring. Guess what ICE just did? 2,000 arrests in a single sweep. Best Christmas gift. Now our border's not cheap. Ice, ice, raids all night. Cuff 'em up and take that flight. Title 42 U.S. Code in force. Deportation soaring, no remorse. Over 1 million gone since the new sheriff came. No more catch and release. That was Biden's game. Record removals, record returns. Watch the left cry while the country relearn. Ice, ice, raids all night. Cuff 'em up and take that flight. From sanctuary cities to the Rio Grande, the walls getting taller all across the land. So raise up your glass to the agents in green, the hardest working heroes we've ever seen. This one's for our listeners. MG music on blast. You keep the fire lit while the fake news gets trashed. Feliz Navidad, only if you belong. For the rest, it's next flight out. And brother, you're gone. Ice, ice, raids all night. Cuff 'em up and take that flight. Merry Christmas, America. Borders locked up tight. Thanks to ICE and our listeners, we're winning this fight. Ho, 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 who wouldn't go? Out they go. Through the sky with a one-way fare. ICE MG music, our listeners just made Christmas great again. Bigly everywhere. Crank it up, patriots, the MG show family is in the house. Merry Christmas! Ho, ho, ho!
Merry Christmas, MG Show. www.mg.show. Boom.